Hey everybody, today is August 14th. It's a Thursday, and please excuse how I look. I know I haven't done an update in months, and it's because in May I was diagnosed with a massive brain tumor. I had a meningioma the size of a lemon in my head, and I had to have a craniotomy. Then they closed that up. I had a drain put in my head because of all of the fluid built up in my head. It was, I guess, pressing on my optic nerve, and I started losing vision in my left eye. I had called an ambulance twice to take me to the local hospital because I was experiencing numbness on the right side of my body. And I was so dizzy, I couldn't stand up for long periods of time. And both times I had called an ambulance to take me to the emergency room. One time they put me back into the waiting room. I'm having symptoms of a stroke. And then the other time they treated me for a migraine and released me. And it wasn't until I went and saw my eye specialist that he looked in and said that I had so much fluid in my head that he could see blood behind my eye. And so he ordered an emergency or stat CT scan. And I went to the hospital, and before I got home, I had already gotten the results that, there was something there, and they wanted me to have an MRI stat. So my husband took me to a different hospital that's not affiliated with the local hospital, and that's where they found my brain tumor. And they were going to life flight me to the hospital I ended up going to and getting it removed. But there were tornadoes touching down because of the weather, so they sent me by ambulance. And a couple days later, I had most of the brain tumor removed. If you know anything about the brain, you have a midline. Like, you have like a seam that runs down the middle of your brain that separates your lobes in the top of your head. And my midline had shifted 10 millimeters over. That's how much fluid I had in my head. And my surgeon told me that when he opened my skull, that there was so much pressure in my head that my brain herniated. And anyway, that's what I've been dealing with. And subsequently, after that surgery, I got an infection. And not just any infection. I got MRSA, which is a staph infection, the worst staph infection you can possibly get, and was on IV antibiotics for at least 3 weeks. And then after that, I had a shunt put in